I said, you talking to the angels? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm talking to the angels. I talk to the angels all the time. I said, you talk to the angels all the time? I said, where are the angels at? He's like, sitting right here beside me. And he's like pointing to the stairs, you know. I'm like, okay, he's talking to the angels, okay? So I guess he figured then I'm interested in his friends, the angels, that have been helping him be away from me, right? So he's telling me about these angels. He's like, oh yeah, there's one in the corner looking at us right now, like right in the corner, like in the corner of the living room, like up high on the ceiling in the corner. I was looking like, okay. I say, so you see the angels all the time? It's like, oh yeah, they come into my bedroom too. I said, they come in your bedroom? Like, yeah, cause at night they just come up and they come through my bed and they rise up out of the floor onto my bed and they just talk to me and they float around in the room. So I'm like, okay, buddy. I was like, what do they look like? He says, well, mama, they ain't got no faces. They ain't got no faces. I was like, they ain't got no faces? He's like, nope, it's just blank. They don't have no eyes, no nose, no mouth. I said, well, how do they talk to you if they ain't got no mouth? You know? He's like, oh, they just talk in my head and I can hear it. So I'm just like, oh my God, it's gonna be all right. It's fine. He says it's angels. It's gonna be fine. It's fine, you know, because it's just me and him in there. We're living in there by ourselves. I'm like, it's totally fine, right? And he's like, oh yeah, and there's a big one. He stands at your door at night and just watches you sleep. So now I'm scared because I'm picturing a big no face thing standing at my door listening to me breathe all night, right? So I'm calling my mama up on the phone. I'm like, Mama, my boy here, he said he see angels. He talking to angels all the time. Every time I turn around, he talking to something that ain't there. I can't see nothing. I don't want to see it, but he talking to it. And he said it's angels, right? My mama's like, don't worry about it. You know they say kids can see things that grown-ups can't see. He probably is talking to the angels. Don't even worry about it. Because you know my mom, she real helpful like that. And what I really mean is she's not helpful with these things at all. Understand what I'm talking about? So on top of this boy talking to things I can't see and seeing things that nobody can see and hearing things, he's also a sleepwalker. And he is totally afraid, mortified of the dark. But in the middle of the night, he will get up out of his bed, climb down the ladder, because he had like this little loft bed, climb down the ladder, go down the stairs in the pitch black dark, and walk around doing stuff in the middle of the night and talking. Plus, he was extremely skinny. So sometimes I would wake up, look over at my door, and I would see the silhouette of a little skeleton boy standing in my door, staring at me. I'd almost have a heart attack, and then I'd call his name, and he'd just stand there. He wouldn't say a word. He would just stand there, and I'd just be calling his name, and he's just standing there, creeping me out, staring at me. And then randomly, he would come over to my bed, crawl at the foot of the bed, and then crawl around like a cat, arching his back and digging at the blankets and like walk around in a circle and then curl up at the foot of my bed. But while he's still young, I'm talking to him about these things, and I think that he notices that I'm scared because there's like so much going on. So all of a sudden, all the things just stop, just like that. Everything stops, and he's like, I don't talk to the angels anymore. I don't do this anymore. I don't hear this anymore. Like everything just stops out of the blue. Like it just stopped. But the thing was, he was never afraid of what he was experiencing. I was afraid. I was terrified. But he was never afraid of what was going on. But randomly, after this stuff stopped, he would randomly do like little things. Like one time he came home with a big stick, and he had this stick, and I was like, what are you going to do with the stick? And he's like, I need the stick for protection. I need to protect you. So I'm bringing the stick home. And he'd keep it by my door, not in his room, but he'd keep it by my room door for as if it was for like my personal protection. And then I started getting notes from his teachers and stuff about sending him to the counselor's office because he was having these fears of people coming in to his room. So I don't know if that was because maybe he decided that whatever happened to him was scary because I was scared and he hadn't thought that before. So now he's scared. So they're calling me to the school to talk about what's going on and asking us if we're safe and if we had ever had anybody break into the home and stuff like that. I'm like, no, we just go home and he does his homework and football practice and he goes to bed. Like that's all I know. But everything's still kind of okay. But a few years later, suddenly my dad passes away, and it really set something off.